Okay. I'm a huge fan of this dude, right? He puts people in rehab. He's in recovery. He's trying to help people out here, and he does these interviews for YouTube. And my face gonna be on the fucking internet, but it's not like everyone doesn't know I'm a junkie anyway. All right, what are we doing?
So, what's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Frank. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Frank. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So you were walking past and you recognized from watching the videos?
Right. I watch them religiously. I was watching you this morning, and I actually purposely I paid someone for a ride to the library from up that way. I paid someone for a ride to the library, and I missed you just like that. I was watching you live, and by the time we parked and I got out of the car, you were gone. But I've been hunting you.
Well, thank you for the support.
Because I think it's awesome what you're doing. You're only 3 years in, so that's fairly new to recovery. So for you to be out here, one, the fact that you're strong enough to even be out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, this is so
people,
humbling, and
things, you know what I'm saying?
It helps to keep me sober coming down here and realizing that everything I have could be gone in a second if I make a couple wrong decisions.
One wrong decision.
Yeah,
yes, that's what happened to me. I had 7 years clean. I was married. Like I said, my husband's a huge fan too, and he's the one who actually showed me your channel. And I had 7 years clean, and I just overwhelmed myself. I was working full time. I was in school full time, raising kids, married. You know what I mean? It was just too much, and I relapsed. And it was just one night. One of the doctors I worked with invited me out for a beer, and this doctor has invited me out for a beer 1,000,000 times
and never took him up on it.
And I never say yeah. And just for can't even tell you why, but that night I was like, yeah, what the fuck, and I went with him. Yeah. And it's been a wrap ever since. That was 4 years ago.
Long? It was 4 years ago. So
yeah.
Okay. And what's your choice of drugs?
Heroin and alcohol.
Okay. So how much alcohol do you consume in a day?
A ridiculous amount.
Yeah, because that's something people were asking me on the channel. If they were like, do you see a lot of alcoholics?
There are a lot of alcoholics out here, but they tend, for whatever reason, my two drugs of choice, like alcohol and dope, for whatever reason, people don't tend to combine them.
Yeah.
A lot of people say this makes them sicker and things like that, but this is just my twist. But the most common combination I see out here is crack and heroin. Yeah. And then the alcoholics tend to stick to the beer stores. So I panhandle for a living. That's how I make the little bit of money I make, and I do it. There's a beer store over here, and then there's one at Somerset. And I have a couple of older drinking buddies that'll throw me a beer here and there, but that's how I get by.
How much does a beer like that cost?
All right. I don't want to do advertising here, but this stuff is 11% malt liquor.
Okay, that's
so that's
strong.
Crazy. So a Steel Reserve, for example, is only 8%.
How a Budweiser? What's that?
5.5.
Oh, okay. So that's two Budweisers.
Right. So it's only $1.25. It tastes like death. Tastes like
that's
fish
crazy
tank water.
How cheap it is and how strong.
And it's legal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. What type of... So where are you staying at now?
I've been homeless for the last 4 years, but as of 3 days ago, this older guy with glaucoma that I drink with at the beer store said I could come over there and take showers and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool, yeah.
Okay. What type of stuff do you experience out here?
So in the last 4 years, I've been raped 7 times. I still have bruising on my chin from the last time I was beat up.
What happened to you?
This was 3 younger kids. They pushed me down on the ground and they stomped my head into that, just stomped me 3 times.
How old were they?
I mean, young, probably 13 or 14.
Wow.
And one of them videotaped it while they did it. So I'm sure that's on YouTube too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and all they stole from me was I'm homeless. They stole my backpack. All that was in it was...
And probably just threw it away.
Yeah, probably. All that was in it was some clothes and. Yeah,
nothing good to them.
Yeah, no, nothing valuable to anybody but me,
And what happened with the rapes?
The first 2 times I went to the police, and their attitude was, well, then get the fuck out of here. That's pretty much what they said to me.
Yeah,
well,
sort of like it's your fault.
Right, you don't belong down here.
I hear that extremely common.
They asked me if I was tricking, that kind of stuff.
Were you?
I said, I panhandle.
Okay.
I don't. I have and I'm sure you hear this all the time, but I was hurt a lot as a child, so I don't have the capacity to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like I just don't. I've tried a couple times.
It's just not your thing.
Yeah, I did it a couple times when I lived in the Northeast, and it, one, destroyed my ex-husband, and two, took something out of me.
I bet.
So I stopped.
Yep. And what type of like childhood trauma did you experience?
My stepfather molested me for several years as a child, and then
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not,
How old were you?
It started when I was like 6 or 7 and went till I was like 9 or 10. And he did go to jail for it, but he got like a shortened sentence, and you know what I mean. And my mom still talks to him and shit, so that fucks me up. But and then my stepbrother, when I was a little older, from like 11 to 14, my stepbrother raped me. So I had a lot of trauma as a kid.
Do you think that contributes to
entirely? Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Entirely.
And mental health stuff also?
Right, like I have PTSD.
Me too. I was diagnosed with PTSD.
Yeah, it's terrible. Night terrors, right?
Listen, we were just having this conversation with me and my buddy on the way to Philly yesterday, and I was explaining to him a little bit about it. It's horrible. It's horrible. I've just now started to be able to deal with it.
Do you take anything for it though? Like, because they tried to give me this medicine called mini press.
Yes,
it's
I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually, I used to have to take medication to go to sleep. I recently got on. I prescribed medical marijuana.
Oh, okay.
And I take 2 hits before I go to sleep, and I have no night terrors. My anxiety is a whole lot easier to deal with, and that's the only time I take. I don't like marijuana. Yeah, I hate the way it makes me feel, and I also do public speaking. So one time I was speaking in front of a whole bunch of doctors, and there was doctors from the medical marijuana industry, and they spoke to me, and they was like, "Look, I think this will help."
Right.
It's specifically made for people that suffer with PTSD, so I don't feel like the high effects.
Right, not like what we smoked when we were kids.
Yeah, no. Yep, no,
Doritos.
It's completely different. It's specifically made for people with PTSD. And it helps.
That's awesome.
It definitely helps.
Like
I haven't had a night terror since I started using that. I was able to stop taking my sleeping medication since I got that. So it's been a huge help.
The older guy that is letting me shower at his house and stuff, he has glaucoma, and so he gets prescribed medical marijuana. And I mean, he describes it as, when he wakes up in the morning, he can't see, and I see him struggling. Like I can tell that he can't see anything, and then he doesn't even smoke it. He brews tea with it, and he drinks the tea because he doesn't like to smoke. He's older, so he drinks the tea, and all of a sudden he can go. He works. I mean, you know what I mean? He does electrical work.
He gets to.
Yeah, he can see.
That's awesome.
So I mean, I think there's, in this particular state, there's not enough advocacy for medical marijuana. In my opinion.
Yeah, it's coming though. It's coming.
I know.
There's going to be more awareness brought upon it and stuff like that. Any good childhood memories or anything like that?
Well, my best childhood memories. I'm gonna cry. Are with my ex-husband. We've been best friends since we were like little kids.
And you're still best friends now? That's the one. Okay.
And
awesome.
we're not best friends anymore. He doesn't trust me anymore. Yeah. Because I relapsed and we got clean together. Yeah. And I fucked up and he didn't. But my grandparents lived on 4 acres of land in New Jersey, and it was like Disneyland to us. We would just run around, play in the tree forts and stuff. We had such a good time there, but unfortunately, I was only there for a few. My mom had me first and kind of already fucked me up at that point.
Yeah, got you.
And it wasn't her fault. She's an addict too. My mom was a heroin addict. It wasn't her fault.
Yeah. Now it's good that sometimes when we struggle with the same demons as our parents, we get to understand a little bit more.
I'm the same person as my mother. My husband just said that to me this morning.
Right?
Yeah, I'm the exact same person.
Yep.
Like everything. I mean, right down to the fact that like, you know, our drugs of choice, our careers. You know, I worked in the medical field my whole life. I lost my job when I relapsed, and I haven't been back to work since. But I mean, from 17 up until 31, I worked in the medical field. She's always worked in the medical field. Like, you know, everything about us is the same, and I think that's why we butt heads a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep, of course. Seen that too. I seen it out the corner of my eye. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was a roach.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the fuck it was. Well, I got bit by a spider. Right there, in that fucking park where I was actually it happened when I was looking for you this morning.
Well, I thank you for
no
stopping.
problem.
I thank you for your support, your words. I appreciate it.
And I've been telling everyone about your channel, dude. Like, and not just your channel, but what you're trying to do out here. You know, like anyone I hear who wants to go. Like my boy, did he leave? Is there? I don't see very well. I'm sorry. Is there a dude in like a red and black hoodie with a beard?
Yep.
He's trying to get to detox.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys are able to help him today, but maybe you could give him.
I spoke to him earlier.
You did? Okay.
Yep. And I'll speak to him here in
okay,
a couple
cool.
minutes.
All right.
I thank you very much for your time, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.